have a proposition for you. You creators out there. What if, instead of making it with AI, we make them think we made it with AI? Just something I've been thinking about for a while. The other day, I was asked by a publication if a photo that I made was made with AI. And I was like, what? I looked at the photo, and I thought, I could see how they could think that. But no, it was not made with AI. I would show you, but I don't want to reveal who that person was or whatever, protect their identity and stuff. So I'm not going to show you the photo, but it was kind of weird. I'd never been asked that question before. And I'm sure that you, like so many of us, have seen a photo and been like, is that AI? I think that might be fake. I don't know. And for the first time in human history, video is not the ultimate proof of reality. Oh, but did you get it on video? Then it must have actually happened. That doesn't apply anymore. And so we're all questioning what's real. And I hate that. That makes me feel ugh in my belly. But what if we made work that made people question if it was real? And it was. And I know that's going to be a challenge because how do you make something that's that incredible? But really, oh, you want to be a part of this? Come on. Come on in, girl. But really, it's just about making good work, right? AI is cool because you can kind of make your dreams come true, which is the best thing ever. You can imagine anything and type it in, and now it exists because some robots that are connected to this giant server somewhere are making it for you. And I love that. But there are implications with that. There are environmental issues. There's an element of stifling creativity and thinking. While I also think AI can be a very helpful tool to use to leverage something, it also has some nasty implications, right? Not even implications, we know. We know it's probably not the best thing that's come onto the market. So how are we going to make work that makes people go, they look closely and they go, is that real? I have a few thoughts, of course, on how to do that, but I feel like it's a little bit deeper than that. It's not just about making really cool pictures. It's about making really good work. And we can't do that every day. Some people have created their best stuff in just this little snippet of time. It's about being careful and precise and thought out. And if we're constantly using AI to do our thinking for us, will we ever actually process our thoughts enough to make something creative and incredible? Or are we just going to put it up to good luck and timing, which some might argue that's how all amazing things have happened, or at least a lot, not all, of course. So, I don't know, just thinking. I've gone through seasons where I've tried to really push myself creatively, and at every session or wedding, my goal was to create art. I wanted to give them art. I wanted to give them something gallery worthy in their photo gallery, in their final delivery. And it was kind of hard. It was wearing, and it wasn't always successful, and I created some weird things, but I also created some things that I was really proud of. And I wonder now if people would say, did you make that with AI? But I don't know if anyone actually would ever ask that about those photos. That required so much thought and effort and intentionality, whereas this photo that this person asked me about was pretty simple, in truth. It just had a potentially slightly unbelievable aspect to it. I'm sorry to leave you hanging, it's the worst, but it is what it is. I just really don't want to not tell you this, and I think it's worth it to me to tell you this, but still not show you the photos. I'm sorry. But if you saw the publication and stuff, it'd be awkward. I don't want to be awkward, but I don't think it's even about making super complicated images. I just think it's about continuing to create and not completely depending on AI to be the cool part of your photo, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it does make sense, but that's just like my favorite feminist phrase. By that I mean it's my favorite girl phrase that implies that we can't communicate clearly. We can. I think you understand what I'm saying, yeah. So here's how I use AI regularly in my work. I am using it to make touch-ups on properties. I did that recently. I use it to make twilight conversions for real estate photos because I was hiring an editor to do that. I was trying to figure out how to do it myself, and AI does a pretty good job of that. I might use it to fix flyaways on people's hair. I'm using it in the way that I would typically use Photoshop. It just is doing it more efficiently for me. And it's doing it on things where I don't feel like I'm putting a really important creative stamp on something. I'm just trying to deliver a product, not necessarily like win an award for my work. Where it gets weird is when we get into the award territory, right? Which means we just have to keep creating actually good photos or videos or art or whatever it is. Which brings me back to a favorite photographer phrase, get it right in camera. Annoying, but also kind of true. The more you can get right in camera, the less work you have to do after the fact. It makes your job easier when you hone your craft, but also you're honing your craft, you're learning to be better at what you do. So the more you can get it right first and not have to edit it, not have to depend on the robots and the servers and the environmental impact, I think you're like going in the right direction. And then you're making really good work, really cool work, perhaps. Or maybe just really solid work. And it makes people wonder, is that even real? I don't know if that should be a new benchmark of success, but I don't think it's a bad one. So I don't say this to judge you if you are heavily using AI. If you're using AI as a tool like I am, or if you are not using AI on a matter of principle. It's very easy to use AI as a photographer because there are built-in tools that you might not even realize that you hit the AI button. But I just want to encourage you, if you are wanting to make something, and you might feel a little defeated that, well, AI can do it better than I can, or AI can do it faster, or I can make this, but someone else has a shop that's all AI art, and it's doing a lot better than my shop, or whatever it is that you make, music, art, photography, video, like that's insane. There's so much that AI is making, and I think it can be discouraging as a creator thinking, I've been replaced. But the AI is just copying what everyone else is doing. And someone might have an original thought and try to convince AI to create that original thought for them so they don't have to draw it or they don't have to compose it or whatever. And that's kind of its own thing. But no one's going to replace what's in your brain or your mind. It's not going to replace the thoughts that you have in the middle of the night or when you're pausing to rest or you're in the shower, whatever. No one's going to replace that. No robot is going to replace that because at the end of the day, it's artificial intelligence. It's not natural intelligence. And that is like my favorite kind of intelligence. That is what has brought us to where we are today. That's what has created these tools that we're worried are going to take over the world and we're going to be in an iRobot situation. So use your natural intelligence and make them think it's AI. And let's all just get excited again about what we can make, not about what the robots can make. Anyhow, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.